Thank you, John, for your kind introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be part of this summit meeting today, not least because it is an opportunity to shine a spotlight on an integral part of our economy, a part of the economy whose importance has not always been properly understood, as John very eloquently explained. Medium-sized businesses may be few in number, at least when seen in the context of the total number of businesses of all sizes in the UK, and they may not individually have the same brand recognition that many larger businesses enjoy. But you do punch above your weight when it comes to the contribution you are making to the UK GDP and employment. This is something we should all acknowledge and celebrate. Especially now, as we look for new drivers of economic growth, we should not underestimate the potential of medium-sized businesses to make an even more significant contribution to the UK economy in the years ahead. So I would like to thank John and the CBI team for providing this opportunity to bring together so many medium-sized businesses to share experiences and consider the way forward. I am just pleased that Lloyds has been able to contribute to this occasion in what is intended to be a small demonstration of our commitment to helping your businesses to succeed. One of the things I have enjoyed the most in my role at Lloyds since 2011 has been the opportunity to get out of the office and usually away from London to meet many of our business customers up and down the country. Just to give you an example, I'm going tomorrow to Liverpool, where I will have a business breakfast with medium-sized companies of around 30 companies on Wednesday morning. Without fail, I am struck by the passion and commitment that these business leaders have shown in steering their companies through what has been challenging economic times. For me, these experiences have helped to reinforce my view that there is untapped potential among the medium-sized businesses in our economy. Because the truth is that if we are to achieve the goal of sustainable economic growth in the years ahead, then we need a more balanced economy. An economy in which all regions of the UK are prospering. An economy that is built on new and varied drivers of growth, including manufacturing and high technology, on exports and investment, rather than an over-reliance on consumer spending and short-term borrowing. And an economy in which the conditions exist for businesses of all shapes and sizes to invest, innovate, and thrive in what is an increasingly interconnected and global economy. And for that matter, we need an economy in which banks have earned back the trust of their customers and other stakeholders. After all, the links between banks and the economy are inextricable. A healthy economy requires healthy banks. It will take actions, not words, over time to achieve this. But it is something that Lloyds is committed to working towards step by step. Much is made of the success of medium-sized businesses in other countries. I have lost count of the number of times I've heard comments and the highlighting of what the Mittelstand have done in Germany, as John very well highlighted as well. There are no doubt lessons we can learn from these countries, whether it is in their approach to apprenticeships or how they go about growing their presence in overseas markets. There is much we can learn. But ultimately, the solution to harnessing the maximum potential of the UK's medium-sized businesses will be unique to the UK. It will need to take account of the particular characteristics of our economy. Lloyds has a role to play in finding the right solutions. And we have a unique platform as a UK-focused retail and commercial bank on which to do it. Supporting SMEs on one hand and medium-sized businesses on the other is an absolute priority for us, which is why we have taken steps to improve the service we offer to businesses. We have put in place more relationship managers on the ground across the country so they can spend more time with business customers, helping to meet their financial needs. We were the first bank to access funding from the government's Funding for Lending scheme, and we have used it to grow our lending to British businesses by more than any other bank. We are approving more than 80% of loan and overdraft applications from SMEs and more than 90% of applications in our mid-markets business. We are supporting more medium-sized businesses than ever before, with over 5% growth in our customer relationships this year. This has helped us to achieve net lending growth positive to medium-sized businesses this year, in a year where the market is contracting by around 4%. And we are also supporting successful businesses with development capital through our private equity arm, LDC, which has offices in major cities across the country. In the past 12 months, Lloyds Development Capital, LDC, has invested over £330 million of new funding, together with more than £60 million of growth capital to support portfolio business acquisitions. Many of these businesses, such as the premium drinks company Fever Tree, are achieving real breakthroughs and moving on into IPOs. Going forward, LDC is keen to partner with great management teams and is looking to invest £1.5 billion in support of UK businesses over the next 4 years. Lloyds has a role to play too in helping to stimulate the new drivers of economic growth that I mentioned earlier. We need to ensure that sufficient capital is directed to businesses with the potential to be the most productive and profitable sectors of the economy in the future. To that end, we recognize the fundamental role that the manufacturing sector will play in rebalancing the UK economy, and we are committed to providing manufacturing businesses with access to finance and competitive rates of funding. And that is why we have pledged to new lending of at least £1 billion this year and each of the next 3 years to support UK manufacturing businesses. At the end of September, we had already lent over £925 million, so we are on track to achieve this target by year-end. And it is also why we are backing the launch of the new Lloyds Bank Advanced Manufacturing Training Centre in Coventry, with financial support of £1 million a year. The centre will open in 2015, and over the course of our initial partnership alone, we will see more than 250 engineering apprenticeships and trainees graduate, each one recognized by the Institution of Mechanical Engineers on graduation. By training the next generation of engineers in the UK, Lloyds Bank Advanced Manufacturing Training Centre will help address the skills gap, which is one of the main barriers to growth that the sector currently faces. As a bank, we too need to focus on training to ensure our staff have a good understanding of the needs of the manufacturing sector. That is why we have worked in conjunction with the University of Warwick Manufacturing Group to train 200 of our relationship managers so that we can better serve the sector. Rebalancing the UK economy will also require businesses to be more outward-looking and ambitious in seeking new export markets. And for this, we need to look beyond our traditional partners in Western Europe and the USA and seek out new export markets in the growth economies, be it in Asia or South America. For businesses unaccustomed to operating in these markets, or even outside of the UK, that can be an uncertain and daunting prospect. Lloyds' role is to provide the advice and support these businesses need to supply the bespoke financial solutions to overcome the particular challenges that exporting and trading overseas can entail. Whether it be trade finance and working capital facilities or managing currency risk. Our approach with the UK-based Trade Service Centre is to focus on building a trade solution around our customers' needs. As a UK bank with international connectivity and partner relationships across the globe, we are well placed to deliver that. Next year we'll see the 250th anniversary of Lloyds Bank. From its origins in Birmingham, Lloyds is a bank born out of the Industrial Revolution by two businessmen, John Taylor, a cabinet maker, and Sampson Lloyd, an iron merchant. Although we have not strayed far from our roots, since we remain a UK retail and commercial bank today, our business has grown and adapted over its lifetime to meet the changing needs of the customers we are here to serve. Like any business, we have had to review our strategy to ensure it is future-proof and ready for the challenges of tomorrow, as well as those of the past. And never more so than today. We are now embarking on the next stage of our strategic transformation, one in which we must continue to shape our offering around customers' needs and not the other way around. Customers' increasing adoption of technological change is only going to increase the demands they place on their bank. So we will invest further in scalable technology platforms that deliver long-term capability to meet our customers' evolving needs in lending, transaction banking, and financial and capital markets. Combined with our simple, low-cost, low-risk business model, our strategy will mean that over the next 3 years, we expect to commit over £3 billion of additional net lending to medium-sized businesses. This, I hope, will go a long way in helping Britain to prosper as we seek sustainable growth for this country. We will have a part to play in bringing about this outcome. I hope you too take advantage of today's event, to network with your peers, to share experiences of how to overcome some of the barriers to growth, and to develop the skills to compete in an ever-changing, not to mention increasingly challenging global economy. Thank you very much.